In this section, we'll be discussing sidewall flashings. Sidewall flashing is used anywhere where your roof panel meets a vertical wall on the edge of the panel versus an end wall piece that's going to go where a panel meets a wall on the back side of the panel. So you can see on our model here, this panel runs up against this little side of our house here where our fascia and the wall is. Sidewall flashing looks like this. It's very similar to end wall flashing, but you can see it's got a little bend here that comes down, and this is going to allow you to sit over top of a rib, and I'm going to show you how that works here in a second. So you see we've taken a little time. I've got my piece pre-cut so that it fits up in here real nicely. It's not impinged by the fascia or any of the framing underneath here that you can't see. We're fortunate in this side in that the sidewall flashing fits over top of the rib. This is always going to be your best situation, and it's going to help prevent any water from getting under here and leaking back in this side. So when we install this piece, we're going to put the screws down through the top of the rib. Now that's not always going to happen that your rib hits in the right place, in which case you can put your screws down in this little lip here that rests on top of the panel. If you end up putting the screws through this lip on the top of the panel, make sure to put either a row of butyl tape underneath it or a bead of sealant to prevent any water from leaking under the screws that go here.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit subscribe so you can be a part of my channel. You can watch all my videos that cover complete stages of both shingle and metal roofing. There's tons more content coming out soon about all aspects of roofing, including skylights and trim and sheds and whatever you're interested in.
All right, once you've got your sidewall installed, depending on the type of surface you're going up against, you need to make sure that no water is going to come down behind the sidewall. In this case, it worked out really well. We had this piece of fascia here. We were able to get the sidewall piece up behind it really well. If we couldn't get it behind the fascia, we could have put it up behind this piece of drip edge, would have worked well. If you're going up against siding, the best case scenario is going to be to take the pieces of siding off that run up against the house right there, install the sidewall flashing, and then put the siding down. All right, so I want to make a point about reinstalling your siding or your fascia or other pieces of trim that might come up against the sidewall. A common mistake that I see people making is they want to cut the siding or the fascia board real tight up against your sidewall flashing. In this case, you'll see this piece of fascia, it's got about ½ inch gap between the sidewall flashing and the bottom edge of the fascia. That's really important to leave a little gap between your fascia or your siding, because that will prevent water from touching the trim or the siding and wicking up there and rotting out the bottom edge of this board. So always leave your trim or your siding up a little bit from your flashing. That's going to help keep it in good shape in the long run. I'm going to encourage you to use the same counter flashing techniques that I described in the section covering flashing chimneys. So refer to the section on chimneys for how to do a sidewall flashing up against a brick object. It's the same principle there. Similarly, if you're not able to take the siding off your house, you can use the same type of counter flashing and step flashing techniques to protect your sidewall flashing from water coming in down the side. All right, to get an idea of what sidewall flashing looks like on a different application than the model, I brought you out here to this roof that we just installed, and you can see what it looks like here. This home that has vinyl siding, what we did was, before we installed the roof, took off just a couple pieces of the siding, enough to get our piece of sidewall flashing up under it. So you take this piece of J trim off, a few runs of the siding, it's really easy to take off and put back on. We put our sidewall flashing in, up into the corner here, up against the side of the house, and put our sealant down, put some screws in it, and then just reinstalled the vinyl over top of it. Usually in this case, you're going to have to trim the vinyl back a little bit and raise it a little bit higher, because before it was flush down on the old shingle roof that was on this. So we had to cut a couple inches off and just reinstall the siding like this. Same thing applies if you have regular wood siding. You can take those pieces of siding off, trim them back, and then reinstall them over the top of your sidewall flashing. If for some reason you couldn't take this siding off or didn't want to, what you could do was install your sidewall flashing just up against the side of the siding, and then use counter flashing like we use on the brick chimney in that section to fit up under each piece of siding. So you'd have a different piece of counter flashing as you're going up the roof that comes down over top of the side of the sidewall flashing to prevent any water from leaking down behind it. And that's how you install sidewall flashings on your metal roof.
If you'd like the complete series for yourself on how to do shingle or metal roofing, you can go to my website, RoofingIntelligence.com, and there you can get a membership to either stream or you can get a DVD in the mail that'll show you how to do all the steps for either of those types of roofing. Enjoy this video. Thanks so much for watching.